Hello everyone, welcome back to the MCFC Lads YouTube channel. It's all hotting up, not just in Manchester by the way. I'm sweating my, you know what, off right here. And yeah, to be honest, it's gone mental. Out of nowhere, it looked like City's transfers were all gone. They were all done. Everything was finished when we signed James Trafford. And out of nowhere, there's this mad storm of events that has just kicked off out of nowhere. I'm joined by Alex. How are we, mate?
I'm good. It's very, very exciting. We did a video, obviously, a few days ago about the Rodrigo stuff.
Yeah.
And even more's kicked off now.
Yeah, it's gone absolutely mental. I'm not really sure how, but Donnarumma to Manchester City seemed like it was going to happen, and then now it doesn't. And anyway, we'll start at the beginning. And yesterday, it came out that City were looking at Donnarumma, which didn't make any sense to me. Fabrizio Romano was involved with all that, and a different guy called Fabrice Hawkins. It didn't really make any sense to me as a City fan, given we've just signed, James Trafford. We've got Ortega that's not left yet. We've got Bettinelli as the third choice. That's suddenly fourth choice if Ortega hasn't gone yet. And we've still got Ederson, who was likely to stay, but isn't going to stay, but is going to stay. And Galatasaray bidded $3 million for him a few weeks ago. But Alex, what do you make of all this stuff?
Yeah, like you said, it was all very confusing. We said as soon as we saw it, it was just complete nonsense. And then all of a sudden
I thought it was nonsense straight away.
Obviously, like you said, when Trafford signed, it was all done. We were under the impression that the plan was Ederson would stay for the season, he wouldn't go anywhere, we'd let him go for a free next season, and then Trafford would become number one, and we'd sort the number two situation out next year. Now, though, all of a sudden, it looks like we might be getting rid of Ederson anyway. He might be going to Galatasaray. We've got no idea what the fee would be for that. And then we might go and look for Gianluigi Donnarumma, which is a very confusing one by all means, because obviously he is a great goalkeeper, but he does have certain restrictions that sort of don't match with what Pep would usually want. So the whole thing's very confusing, but I mean, we're going to speak about it today.
Yeah, it came out, obviously Fabrizio tweets saying, basically City are looking at Donnarumma, he's forcing a move away from PSG. There was talk of United, Chelsea being, in talks with him, and that all apparently wasn't true. And then basically they say City will get him if Ederson leaves, and there was just no talk of Ederson leaving for such a long time that it made no sense to me. I tweeted out saying it was nonsense because I just thought this just doesn't make any sense. If there's one position we were going to sign a player, it wouldn't be goalkeeper. But there's so much talk about it. And then 5 minutes after Fabrizio tweets that, suddenly Galatasaray are in talks with Ederson. And then it gets to the evening and Donnarumma releases this big old statement about how he doesn't feel he fits at PSG anymore. He's almost been hunted out of the club. He's leaving. Yeah, what did you make of that bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's evident there's no chance that Donnarumma will still be a PSG player come September 1st, whenever the transfer window closes. So that makes it more likely. Obviously, he could still end up at Saudi Arabia. United supposedly confirmed yesterday they weren't interested in Donnarumma, but I think that's probably lies. And in someone's head, I think they've been told that United can't get him, which is why they're no longer interested, because he would fit United perfectly. But yeah, like I said, there's no chance he's still going to be a PSG player at the end of the season. Enrique also came out and said that he's a great goalkeeper, a great person, but he just doesn't fit the vision. Similar to the way that Joe Hart was sort of just dispensed of by Pep Guardiola when Guardiola joined City. But again, that's part of the reason why it just confuses me so much, this transfer. It's just confusing. Yeah,
I said to you straight away, people hunting me down and stuff on Twitter. At the end of the day, if anyone listens to what I say on Twitter, and, always take it with a pinch of salt, it's literally my opinion. I don't know anything more than anyone else does. Just because I've got a bit of a platform, I literally know nothing. I'm just a fan at the end of the day like everyone else. So people saying that I would never pretend to be in the know or any of that stuff. But I thought it stank, to be honest. It absolutely stinks is what I was thinking. Because I don't know, I think it's just the way I see it. I think it's just mind games, agents, journalists, like maybe they're getting fed information, but where's that information coming from? I just don't think it's true. I might be proven to be completely wrong, and in which case, my opinion was wrong, but I just don't see how we could sign James Trafford and have the vision of, making him the number one, potentially England's number one at some point. After Ederson, it seemed like a great plan, everything was in order. Then out of nowhere, we're going to go and spend big money, by the way, 50 million euros on a keeper we don't really need. And also, why is Ederson all of a sudden leaving? Anyway, it came out this morning, didn't it, Alex?
Yeah.
Simon Bajkowski from the MEN and Jack Gorgan from Jack Gowan, from the Mail Sport. Basically, they get fed a lot of information from the club. They're pretty official and they never really get anything wrong. So you can trust them. They said City have no intention to sell Ederson. They want to keep him. Pep has him in his plans. They didn't deny the Donnarumma stuff, but it does just seem like it's untrue. I know a lot of City fans would like to see him come in. He's an unbelievable goalkeeper. At PSG, we saw what he could do. Some of the big saves he made against Arsenal, in penalty shootouts against Liverpool. He's just a giant. He's a big, classic, old-fashioned goalkeeper that just stops the ball going in the net. And at times, City do need that, but I think generally, I don't think he's the right. I think you're trying to, you're putting a square block in a circle plug at that point, I think, a bit.
Yeah, I think my ultimate view on the transfer is, well, number one, I think I agree with you on the whole that it won't happen. Well, I have heard today that apparently Viana and Romano have like a direct link, which is potentially why Romano broke the news. And I think I do believe that Donnarumma will be the person that we sign should Ederson leave. But in my opinion, the right move is to keep Ederson for this season and keep Trafford and use them as our two goalkeepers. Because, number one, Trafford has great potential, and it's unbelievably naive of us to spend 30 million on James Trafford if there's ever a possibility that Donnarumma is going to come in, because straight away he's number two, and I just couldn't see a world where he would displace Donnarumma, and if he did, then Donnarumma would be a waste of money. So it's just complete stupidity from the City board, in my opinion, if it does happen, because it's just poor forward planning. I also agree completely that it's a square peg in a round hole. He's a great goalkeeper, although that being said, prior to January of this year, I'd always viewed him as someone that makes quite a lot of mistakes. So he had an incredible second half of the season, and if that's the keeper that he is now, then he is probably the best keeper in the world, in my opinion. But the playing out from the back is such an important part of the way Pep plays, the way that City play, that I just think it doesn't make any sense. His wages as well are crazy, and so it's a baffling transfer. I keep saying it's a baffling transfer. I can't put my head around it.
Yeah, I can't get it. I really can't get it at all. I can't see him.
I'm not going to complain because, like you say, he's a great goalkeeper. He's a great shot stopper. In the Champions League, there are games that he kept PSG in and he would ultimately keep us in. But I just think the whole thing is confusing. And if Donnarumma was the plan, then I think James Trafford was a stupid signing. So, that's all I've got to say.
I just can't. I mean, people in the comments, City fans, if you don't support City, if you do, leave a comment with what you think about this situation, because we'd love to hear your thoughts. It's weird. On Instagram, everyone said this is stupid in the comments. On TikTok, everyone said this is crazy in the comments. And on Twitter, I was getting hounded from people saying that I got called a Brexit Main Road fan, whatever that means. But at the end of the day, I'm not by any means saying Donnarumma isn't an unbelievable goalkeeper. We know that. It just makes no sense right at the end of the window, 3 days before the season starts, for us to come out and buy an elite goalkeeper. It feels a bit like FIFA career mode. Yeah. And I think a lot of City fans would agree with that. I don't think we need to sign Donnarumma. If he was in the team now for a game, yeah, he'd be a great player, but it just doesn't. I can't envision now going to Brighton away and seeing Donnarumma between the sticks. Can you? I really just can't see it. Like I said, there's a chance I'm wrong, but I just really cannot see it. I do think there's a lot of mind games. He wants to force a move. His agent's thinking it's late in the window. What can we do? What can we do? And like my mate pointed out yesterday, United in the past, well, they were interested in Donnarumma. A lot of times have City been interested in a player, in inverted commas, and suddenly, or maybe genuinely interested, suddenly United sign them. Cristiano Ronaldo for the second time, Fred, Harry Maguire. Is there a bit of that going on? Who knows? Maybe there isn't. Maybe. Yeah, I do just think it's a weird one, mate. I do just think it's a weird one. And I think, Donnarumma's his agent and that are looking for a big move. And whether that's City or not remains to be seen. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, this little update, make sure you leave a comment, leave a like and subscribe.